Story time of how my longtime best friend betrayed me. Disclaimer, this is not my story. It was sent to me on Instagram. Okay, so me, 16, female, and her, we'll call her Amelia. She was 16, female as well. Had been best friends since we were like 8 years old. So like a really long time. We were also next door neighbors, meaning that we were around each other 24/7 and we would fight a lot. But besides that, we got really close and we're basically like sisters. Us going to the same high school was amazing. I mean, I could literally trust her with anything. We would constantly like tell each other secrets. We would spill all the tea together. Like we were inseparable. So one day, this really cute guy asked for my number. And mind you, I had been crushing on this guy for like 2 years. So I was really happy when he did. Amelia had been hyping me up for those full 2 years. She had been my wing girl. She was literally like always there when I wanted to talk about him. So when I told her that I got his number, she was ecstatic for me. Like, who wouldn't be? So yes, me and this guy, we'll call him Ethan, we're texting back and forth for about a month before he finally asked me out. And the months that we were texting, I would send her the screenshots. I would tell her everything he sent me. She was literally my wing girl. Okay, I'm running out of time. Go to part 2. Part 2 of how my longtime best friend betrayed me. Again, disclaimer, this is not my story. It was sent to me on Instagram. Okay, so like I said, me and this guy were texting and she was helping me out, like my wing girl. So finally, after a couple months of me and this guy texting, he finally asked me out. And I texted her about it and was like, oh my God, like he actually asked me out. And she acted so weird. Like this whole time she'd been my wing girl and like, oh my gosh, when's he gonna ask you out? And then when I told her the news, she was just like, okay, good for you. I gotta go. Bye. I can't talk. I'm busy. And I was like, oh, okay. I mean, she's probably got some other stuff. She might be out with her boyfriend or I don't know. I'm gonna leave it alone and then report back to her after the date. Okay, I'm running out of time. Go to part 3. Part 3 of how my best friend betrayed me. Again, disclaimer, this is not my story. It was sent to me on Instagram. Like I said, me and this guy were going out and she started being really weird and distant. So I texted her finally and asked her what was up. I was like, what's going on with you? Like, we were friends. I don't understand what's happening. Can you like talk to me? And she replied with, I'm just dealing with a lot. My boyfriend broke up with me and I'm just dealing with a lot, okay? And I was like, oh my God, because her and her boyfriend had been together since the 9th grade. So a long time. And so I was like, oh my God, like, I'm so sorry. I had no idea. Do you want me to come over and like comfort you? And she's like, okay, yeah, that would be nice actually. So that night I cancel a date with my boyfriend and I go to her house. So I go to her house and I see her and we're hanging out and everything's amazing and back to how it used to be. And I ask about her boyfriend and she's like, what? I'm like, well, aren't you sad? And she was like, oh yeah, I'm so sad. And that just kind of weirded me out because she just asked me to come over because of that and then didn't realize what I was talking about. So I was a little confused by that, but I just shrugged it off and was like, you know what? It doesn't matter. So I end up staying the night and I wake up to my phone going crazy. And I look and I see on my best friend's story, because she was literally out of sight, I couldn't find her anywhere. So on her story, I see her like making out with my boyfriend. And I was so shocked. I didn't even know, like, what to think or what to feel. I was absolutely, like, so heartbroken. I'm running out of time. Go to part 4. Part 4 of how my longtime best friend betrayed me. Disclaimer, this is not my story. It was sent to me on Instagram. So like I said, I open up my phone to my best friend's story of her and my boyfriend making out. I immediately called him, and he picked up, like, so quick. And I was like, where the hell are you? And he was like, oh, I'm just at my house playing video games with my best friend. And I was like, no, you're not. I literally just saw Amelia's story. And he literally played dumb. And he was like, that wasn't me. I don't know what you're talking about. And I was like, dude, I literally saw you on the story. And so right then, right there, I broke up with him and I ran out of that bitch's house. So I got back to my house and I was just so sad. I was crying myself to sleep that night. Like, eating a box of chocolates while watching Pride and Prejudice. I'm not joking. I was absolutely distraught and so betrayed by her and him. I finally fall asleep and I wake up to a call from her. I am terrified of what she's going to say. I am terrified of what she's going to do. So I don't pick up. I mean, why would I want to pick up? She calls again and again and again. So I finally pick up and she's like, oh my God, I did not mean to post on my sorry. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. And I literally flip out at her. Like, I was so mad. I told her how I literally hate her and how I cannot believe she did that to me and how she knew how much I liked him and how much I cared for him and how horrible that was of her to do. And she was like just making up some stupid story about how, like, it wasn't actually him, it was just a deep fake. And I was like, bitch, I know that was him. And so again, so mad, and I literally silenced my phone. I blocked her and him and went to sleep. I needed that rest. Okay, I'm running out of time. Go to part 5. Part 5 of how my best friend completely betrayed me. Again, disclaimer, this is not my story. It was sent to me on Instagram. Okay, so like I said, my ex-boyfriend and my now ex-best friend were constantly trying to call me, so I blocked them and I went to bed. So this next morning, it was Monday, school day. Yay. So you know what? In my head, I just decided to get dressed, get in an outfit, and walk to that school like the boss bitch I was. So I went to school and I saw them literally French kissing at my locker. And I was like, oh, this bitch about to get fucking beat up. Obviously, I didn't beat her up because if I did, I would have been expelled because that school that I was going to was stupid. So I walked over and I pushed them and got into my locker, put my books away, and walked to class. Made sure to do a little hair flip because I'm a boss bitch and I'm owning it. So I walked to my classes and school is finally over. Okay, I'm running out of time. Go to part 6. Part 6 of how my longtime best friend betrayed me. Again, disclaimer, this is not my story. It was sent to me on Instagram. Okay, so like I said, they were kissing on my locker when I went to school. So I literally just shrugged it off and walked away. Because honestly, they're worth none of my time. So I decided to get a rebound. And who not better than her boyfriend, now ex-boyfriend, who's literally been with her since 9th grade. So I walk up to him, let's call him Marcus, and I propose a plan. I say, you know what, we should hook up and we should totally share on our stories and get back at those two bitches. Obviously, he agreed because he was really mad at her too. So that night I went over to his house and we didn't do anything, but we did kiss and we did make out a little bit. We filmed it and posted it on our stories. I told him instead of just posting on our stories, we should go on dates as well to make it look realistic. So we went on dates and again posted it on our Instagram. We became public in school and we were constantly making out in front of them. It was amazing. So I was about to turn 17, and I was throwing a massive party, and I had an amazing plan. Because Amelia started making new friends and leaving me behind, I decided I was going to expose her for the bitch she really was. So I invited her. I invited her and all of her skanky friends and all of my good friends. Of course, they all came. And of course, my boyfriend came too. When they arrived, I told everybody to enjoy snacks, hang out. A slideshow will be shown soon. So everybody was hanging out. It was amazing. I made sure to kiss my boyfriend in front of that bitch Amelia just to show her he was mine now. And then I told everybody that the slideshow was going to start. Okay, go to part 7. I'm running out of time. 7th and final part of how my best friend betrayed me. Disclaimer, this is not my story. It was sent to me on Instagram. So like I said, I invited her and all of her friends to my birthday party. So I told them that the slideshow was about to start, and they all gathered around the living room. Then I played the slideshow, and it was literally every single text and every single video between her and me. I exposed her for literally all the trash talking she did of her newfound friends and every single gossip and rumor she made up. I also made sure to include the texts when she was dating 3 different guys. The look on her face was beautiful. It was honestly tragic how stupid she looked. She was shut down. All I can say is that bitch got what she deserved. Okay, thank you guys for watching today's video. I love you all. Bye.